Well, we're back at it again. Didn't upload a video last week. Believe it or not, all my 12 subscribers were at Walmart while I was there. Pretty much felt famous. So I had to go in hiding. You know, I didn't want to get called out in town, and old lady's getting pissed. She thought women were after me, but yeah, anyways. So we're gonna go ahead and get out here. Look at some other out in another car. But I got the other car. We're gonna go load it up today. Go down here and show you a couple cool cars real quick. And got the old dad, got the old Duramax started down. Yeah. So we're back to the house here. I didn't really want to record over there all that much. I don't like recording over there. Just too many people over there and all that stuff. We got old Chrissy out here cleaning a bucket. So before I show you that car and all the stuff with that car, I want to show you something I did last night. Just curious as to how they would turn out. Hear that big noise? It's that portico right there. That thing's loud as crap. I got all that trash up from this car. Got everything stacked up there on the sides. Had all the trash bagged up. A spare tire. I'm gonna go toss it out. But anyway, these are the wheels. Now these are obviously not polished or clean. I mean, they're clean, but this is what I did. I did a little bit of hand polishing. All I used was some white diamond, and I rubbed it on and rubbed it off. Nothing crazy, but I mean, it turned out for, you know, I think it's 34 years old, 1988, 34 years old or so. Turned out pretty good. I mean, these wheels are obviously wrecked. They're bent. I mean, look at this. Compared to what they did look like, though, I mean, that's a bad example. It's missing the cap, but compared to what it did look like, I mean, it's pretty nasty, but they get cleaned up pretty dang good. Obviously, like I said, these are wrecked. Show you the other car, though. So this is the 88 right here that we've been working on in the past two videos. This is the 87. Just got it. Now, this one, I know it looks like it is in rough shape, but engine and transmission are out of it. Obviously, the hood, fenders, headlights, bumper, all that stuff's out of it. This was in pretty rough shape right now. You can see, I mean, the wheels in there look kind of like, they used to look like this, so it's come a long way. We're gonna steam this one off. You see a little bit of rust, so kind of sucks there, but this body is actually straighter. So if there's no hail damage, I checked on this one. There's no hail damage on this one. But the body's straight. It's just the hardware up there. It kind of sucks because I wish we had this engine in this car, just because one, it's a 5-speed, and two, it's just a straighter body. But the plan with this one is to literally rob everything off of it. So the shocks, all the brake hardware, to put it on that car to drive, and then possibly do some sort of swap on this one. Like I was telling y'all in the last video, this car here has the leather in it. What you mean, the leather's in rough shape, but the dash is wrecked on this one also. It's also got a busted windshield, but it's pretty nasty in here. But it's leather, it's a little bit nicer. The gas tank we used in that one that we got coated, was actually from this car. You can see down here, it's from this car. I just noticed that tire. I thought it was flat, but it's showing wire as well. Stock exhaust, but this one's a little bit rotted out on the bottom. But that sucks because the body's straighter. Now, with the wheels, they're little curve marks, but they're straight for the most part. Like this one here, obviously the tire's busted off the bead and all that stuff, but the wheel itself is straight. So we're gonna pressure wash this one off. I'll get back with you guys. Hopefully it'll clean up pretty good. I really don't want to blow a hole through that fender there. I don't want that rust, but we'll see how it goes. I did this in the last video. I cleaned it off. There's no need to show you again, but yeah, hopefully we'll get it kind of looking like this. I'm obviously not doing it up and stuff, but hopefully we'll kind of get it looking as clean as this. Probably want to park it outside. I thought about parking them just nose to end, just so swapping parts be easier, but I might put it outside for now. Cleaned the shop up last night. Working on this car, we got this shop dirty as crap, but cleaned up and everything's pretty much put away. I didn't show you last video, but there's some in pieces here for the front. This goes like near the front bumper. A couple interior pieces, blinkers, or I mean the bracket for it. And then we also got a slew of other parts that we pulled out of that car, just extras, stuff like that. But fans, lights, reservoirs, hoses, clamps. This is a heat shield for the turbo. More piping and filters, some sort of fuel filter there. I actually tried to use it. It's trash. It's not the right filter. So more lights, hoses, and a fan. AC compressor in there. So yeah, we got a few things in here, but it's all it all needs to be cleaned up. Here's actually the shocks as well. Not shocks, but the kit for the lowering kit for this car, but I'm not even going to use that. I don't know what brand it is. I don't really know how old it is, and it looks kind of trashed out. I don't even know if everything's in there. I'm gonna throw that out, to be honest with you. I'm gonna throw it out. But as far as this car goes, we haven't done nothing else to it. That trans cooler is still busted. I need to get that fixed. But I'm hoping that car has good brake lines, pads, and all that stuff, because I can't find pads, lines, anything, anywhere. I can obviously get tires, but other than that, that's pretty much what we're waiting on. So I'll get back with you guys when this one's clean. All right, so we got the car clean here. Cleaned up a little bit. I mean, it's still pretty bad. It looks like some concrete or paint. Something got ran over there. It's like these little specks. I don't know what they are. Hopefully they'll buff out, but the wheels look a good bit better. They were pretty nasty. We're about to unload it now. I'll just give you a little walk around of it before we unload it. Now you'll notice too that the bumper on this one, the back piece is black. On the one in here, let's take a look. It's like they had painted over it. It's silver. It's chipping away a little bit right here in the cracks, but I kind of like the silver better. I kind of like the color match a little bit better than I do the black. But thinking about, it'd be cool to color match this as well. I think I like the silver, even though it's pilling, which will mean when we paint it, it'll all be fixed. But I like that better than black. The black just looks kind of dingy to me. But I talked about last video how the tail light was cracked. This one's not cracked, so this will be the parts car just to get that one going and running and driving. So we got two good tail lights here, it looks like. I think this one, oh no, let's see. Yeah, this one here, like I talked about in the last video, that latch is damaged, so I imagine that's why this is rotting a little bit. We when we take everything apart on the inside, we'll take a look and see if there's sitting water. I think that's gonna be why. If there is water in it, I believe it's gonna be that latch here. That's the issue. Now there is something pretty cool. I was looking when I was cleaning it, which I didn't notice it on the other car. I'm sure it is on the other car, but if you look right here, this is the model and the engine type. Once we get it unloaded, we'll be able to see what we can take off of it and what we need to get this car up and going to run and drive. I still got to order parts for this one. I got to order the oil filter. The parts store did not have the oil filter in stock, so I got to order that. And let's see what else. And you get that trans cooler still. I've been busy as crap, so I haven't really got nothing. But I'm gonna get the trans cooler, the oil filter, change all those fluids, and then hopefully if those brakes are good, like the pads and caliper, the right thing to do is just replace it all. But just to get it running and driving, I'm gonna take some of the parts off that one if I can, put it on this one, drive it, and then go from there as far as what I want to do, how much money I really want to spend on something like this. So I'm gonna set you up now. We're gonna go ahead and unload this car and go from there. Wow. I can't imagine how painful that was to watch. Had a brain fart with the strap. I don't know what I was thinking. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get the strap, wrap around the tractor. Then I started to do it, and I was like, shit, anyway. But we got it down right there. So I think this is gonna be a good spot for it. I can still get one trailer in, park it over there. Got it parked here though, just so I can get close to the shop where I can get tools, come out here, go around the car all the way around, and all that stuff. Now it has stock suspension, as we talked about in the last couple of videos. This car was not squatting, but it was scraping on that tire and was sitting real low. And the shocks and struts are just in, like, well, I don't know if you should call them shocks and struts anymore, just tore the hell up and not done properly. But it's a stock suspension. It's how it sits stock. Granted, the engine's not in it, so the front's a lot higher, but it's how it sits stock. So I think I'm just going to rob these suspension parts of it and put those on this one, because I got to roll it around or whatever. But it sits pretty good. Two different tire sizes here, so now this side looks higher, but I like the way, I kind of like the height it is on this side with a little bit bigger tire, and it's pumped up obviously. A little bit bigger tire, I kind of like the height. I think it feels it pretty well as far as the hole. I think it feels it pretty well. So a couple of weird things I've noticed with this car after the video. We got it started obviously, and it's running a little bit. It's not running great, but I think a lot of that's to do with the old fuel. I found right here that obviously the pins are broken right there, and the little clip's broken. I have another one in that black cabinet I showed you with all those extra parts. But so sometimes it won't start with this plugged in. You got to unplug it, it'll start up, then plug it in, and then it'll rev out. In the last video you go bum 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 bum. That's because this was unplugged, but as soon as you plug it in, it'll rev out all the way, and it runs a lot smoother. So it's kind of weird. I'm gonna have to get probably like a workshop manual for this if I can, just to figure out, you know, what the reference voltage is supposed to be on some of these plugs, what it's supposed to be putting out, what it's supposed to be receiving as far as your signal return reference voltage, and kind of see what it needs. Hopefully once we get this car driving and going, I can try to find the parts to replace everything and get it right. I know Mike Zarrell has a really nice car. It's Conquest. It looks kind of like this silver, or not like this. Hold on. If he's watching this, whoa, he'd be upset. It's a silver car, it's stock wheels, but they're like they polished up. He has a website, and he sells pretty much all Conquest parts. All he does is sell Conquest parts, and a couple of the kits for swaps, like 2J. I'm thinking LS swap kit he sells also. But anyway, he sells parts for it. I know he sells one of the front, it's either pads or rotors. I gotta look again. One of the front, but he don't sell both front and back. So I gotta see what's going on there. But my worry is there's a bunch of little small stuff like the bolts. Can I find the correct bolts? I want it to look stock. I want this car to look stock. So can I find, for example, these bolts here that go in the fender? I don't want to throw no different bolt on there, you know, stuff like this. Brake booster's looking rough, ain't it? Wow. But anyhow, so we got this off, got the other car here. Now, one thing I haven't told y'all is I have another project. It's been a project for a long time, actually. So it's a 1997 Dodge Ram 1500. Had it for a few years. I put a cam in it, some small stuff I did to the engine, transmission stock, everything else is stock on it. It's got over 200,000 miles, but the day after I got it, when I had the stock engine, the day after I got it, one of the freeze plugs started leaking. So I actually removed the engine 3 days after I had the truck. And it's a 5.2 318. It was really hard finding parts for it, believe it or not. I went through Summit Racing, got all the parts for it, and they sent me a bunch of the non-Magnum. I had the Magnum. They sent me the non-Magnum parts. Had to wait on the cam. They said they had to cut the core, custom cut the core. So anyway, I'll probably insert a clip of the truck at the end of this video of it running. Don't sound too bad. It's got a little chop to it, but I want to get it over here as well. So I got really two projects, the Conquest and the Dodge, but really three cars total that I'd like to get done. So once the Conquest gets in a drivable state, I'm probably going to hop back on the Dodge. The Dodge runs, it drives, but it don't really run and drive well. I think it needs a tune, so I can start it up and run it, and it'll run, but when you're off the throttle, it'll cut off. Almost has like a vacuum leak, it sounds like. It's kind of weird, but driving it, the transmission shift's a little weird. I want to go through there. I know it's got a couple leaks on it still. It needs brakes, suspension, paint and body, interior done. I mean, it needs everything, but it's in a little bit better shape than these are. It's a little bit newer, and it's a little less work as far as what needs to be done. But it's kind of in the same. It looks the same, in the same condition as a little bit of body damage and needs paint and all that stuff. I'll probably make a video out of it. I'll probably make a video of once it gets here, cleaning it and getting it ready to come in the shop. But once like I said, once the conquest gets done, I want to get it in here, drop the transmission, and go through it. I think it may need a rebuild, and if it don't, I'm probably going to get it rebuilt anyway with with better internals, just because those transmissions are known for going out. It's a 2-wheel drive, nothing special.